Dai, andiamo in gin, andiamo dall'altra parte.
Hello to New York, Palestine Righteous Coalition. Excuse me, I think all of you have got the flyer. We're having a meeting Wednesday, 6:30, and there will be meetings every Wednesday at 6:30 to plan the September 11th protest. And this is part of a national wave of protest. If you're in an organization that has national affiliates or just know people in other cities, please tell them to be in touch with us. Encourage them to do something on September 11th. Let us know what they're doing on September 11th. We're going to spread the message nationally.
What are you protesting on September 11th?
On September 11th.
Protesting on the mosque.
Her question was, what are we protesting on September 11th? We are protesting on September 11th the same thing that we're protesting today, which is the racism. There will be a racist protest on September 11th here. There will be a racist protest in Florida where they're threatening to burn Qurans. Oh, yeah? And we are protesting all of the instances of anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant, anti-worker, anti-woman, anti-black oppression that has escalated with this economic crisis. So please, let's exchange this information nationally and internationally and build the hell out of this movement.
My name is Deepa and I've come here from New Jersey, you know, the suburb of New York. It is fantastic to be here in New York City with such a multiracial group of people speaking out against Islamophobia. I think this is the first time actually since the events of 9/11 that we've had a demonstration explicitly rejecting the politics of the right, rejecting fear-mongering and rejecting the demonization of Muslims in order to advance wars abroad. And I think this is fantastic. This is a huge step forward. But I think part of the picture, part of what we need to talk about in addition to religious freedom and tolerance and those sorts of things is the idea that Islamophobia is actually part of the tool bag of imperialism, right? And so we've got to stop both the attacks abroad as well as the attacks at home.
That's right.
What's not being told in this story, you know, there are people who say, why can't they just build a community center a few blocks away? Yes, of course, there are people, there are innocent people who have died at Ground Zero and so forth, and we should, you know what, we should have free health care for them. We should have free psychiatric care for them. And the people who are arguing to shift the location don't give a shit about that. Just 2 weeks ago, Congress denied health care for firefighters. And so that gives you a sense of that politics. But I think part of the story that we have to tell is that there is another set of victims in this country, and that is all Muslim Americans and people who even look Muslim like myself have automatically been seen as guilty of the events of 9/11. They have been harassed at airports, they have been tortured, they have been imprisoned, they have been deported, and this is going to be a slap in the face to all those people. If we have to tell, and we have to say that everyone who asks us to be sensitive, of course we are sensitive, we care about the firefighters, we care about the people, but we have to stand in solidarity with the other set of victims whose stories are never told in the mainstream media. That's right! So I think this is step one. This is step one. The right has overplayed their hand. They thought they could get away with it, but our coming out here in New York City says they can't. This is step one, and we need to keep this pressure up. Thank you all for coming and see you.
Sisters and brothers, Muslims, Jews, Arab, Christians, yeah, the whole rest of you. I am so happy to see all of you. This has been amazing. We called this protest on Wednesday, and I cannot count numbers, but like 150, 200 people. People have gone to see the teabaggers, gone to see the bigot protest with the neo-Nazis, the Confederate flags and all that nonsense. They're not that much bigger than us. We have met them, sadly we could not meet them, but we have met their numbers and we have shown our strength in solidarity of people of every race, creed, and religion. But this is just the beginning. They are building off of 9 years of the war on terror, 9 years of just horror that Deepa have just spoken to. this environment of fear-mongering, of hatred, of bigotry, of just scapegoating, of nastiness and slime and bile. This is a long-term fight we're in for. They have every intention of continuing their attack against Muslims and Arabs in every city in the United States, in every state, and in every country. Right now, this thing is happening in France, in Switzerland, in Florida, in Pennsylvania, down the list. And they have every intention of going all the way with this. And this is why I'm making this announcement. The coalition that called this meeting a protest, this counter-protest to the bigots, we're having an organizing meeting, a follow-up meeting on Tuesday to strategize, to talk about tactics and ideas of how we can keep the fight going, how to meet the right, meet the racists, meet the bigots, meet the Islamophobics wherever they show.
Where and when?
Where and when? The Chelsea Studios, 151 West 26th Street, Studio 502. Tuesday at, all right, where's the time on this damn thing?
5 to 7.
5 to 7, thank you, Takia. Yes, I do. These things are going around if there's still any left. Here you go. Yeah. Hand them out, pass them around, tell your neighbors, tell your friends. This is a long-term fight, and we're in for it. I know we were antsy, but let's end on some chants. Let's end on some energy. Back. Oh, ENT wants to speak. Never mind. Okay, ENT.
I lost my voice, so we might have to come a little bit closer. I apologize. I'm a New York City 911 EMT. I am here with some of my coworkers. And I have to tell you, with all due respect to the previous speaker, with all due respect to our brothers and sisters who are here, the most important thing that we can come away from today is that racists like the ones over there across the street, right over there, some of those people I work with every day, they need to be confronted on a day-to-day basis, on the street, in the shops, on the jobs. Because there's one thing about them, is that they will not go away. This is something that we've seen all throughout history. Back in Nazi Germany, the rise of the Nazis throughout the 1920s, the building of the Nazi movement. What we're seeing is an intensification of racism against Arabs, South Asians, Persians, and we cannot forget, I don't know if any speaker has addressed this yet, but for me, as someone who reads the paper, when I'm not trying to work, as someone who reads the paper, what cannot be ignored is that the U.S. right now is engaged in massive occupations of Iraq, of Afghanistan, and in massive air wars over most of South Asia. The reason it comes down to is imperialism. What we need to do is not just have more speeches. We need to have more than just speeches, more than just meetings. We have to confront them. We have to confront them, and we need to build a militant, anti-imperialist movement. A movement that's going to send a message, not just to the people across the street, but the people downtown on Wall Street, the people in the Council on Foreign Relations, the people in the White House, in the Citigroup, and Goldman Sachs, that none of us here are going to allow any single one of our friends here to be attacked without consequences. I hope next time we come here again, I hope that we can picket, and I hope next time we can defend them all. We were over here marching. These racists were in front of the community center. That's our territory, not theirs. They cannot be allowed in front of that cultural center ever again. And next time they try it, we will be there. March there now, all of you. March there now. March by all of you. So march over there now. We've been talking with many of us. That's our cultural center. It's the community's cultural center. We need to be in front of it, defending our friends, not 2.5 blocks away, letting them do whatever the hell they want. I didn't mean to get too emotional, but let me ask you, who's the one who's penned in? Who are the ones who are gated in by the fences? And who are the ones that are out there walking freely? And who are the cops defending? That's what I want to ask you with. And with that, I hope I can invite all of you, if we can march over to the cultural center.
Let's go.
March there now. Let's go there now. Thank you. March there now. Stay with me. We have more speakers over here.
Everything the previous speaker said, I feel deeply in my heart. I would like nothing more than to go and confront the racists who are just 1 block away from here. People should know that they are only as many as us. They have Fox News. They have the media. They have right-wing politicians. They have money. And yet they can only put 150 people on the streets. That is because their politics